Hello, world. This is your boy Jay Wiz. All right, look. So today we're going to talk about the mental awareness program. So here's our the disclaimers of profound mindsets teaching and no comparison. Right. Section 2. So section 2, we're breaking this down to an account of profound mindsets and product and services. Right. Excuse me. Mental clarification, right? So having a deep inner knowing where your thoughts and visions to which clarifies the state of your mind, right? That's mental clarification, right? In this section, we're talking about authorization, accurate solutions to originate the ability to stay confident during the transition of the mind, right? Appropriate actions. So, appropriate actions, we're talking about during self-analyzation, the time to reflect on the goals you set and the intentions you set for those goals, right? Self-mastery, knowing your behavior sets mentally to gain the perspective on different situations and how to address it, right? Pros and cons. So the pros are polarizing every polarizing every position by obtaining the equivalence of value in your creativity. I'm gonna say that again. The pros are polarizing every position by obtaining the equivalence of the value in your creativity, right? The cons are not acknowledging where these particular traits are coming from, right? Section 3. Section 3, we're talking about what is the actualizations, right? What is the actual actualizations? So to liberate where you are determines to do about the position of mental space. I'm gonna say that again. To liberate what you are determined to do about the position of mental space, right? So again, what is the actual actualizations of the mind? You want to make sure that you know how to liberate the good side of your mind and the bad side of your mind. Because again, there's two types of the mind. You have the subconscious mind and then you have the unconscious mind. And these two particular traits of both of the mind, you have to understand and know how to liberate those parts of your mind, right? Again, when it comes to the subconscious, that's where the ideas, things are formally structured, the discipline, uh, the way you conduct yourself as a businessman and a businesswoman. That's the subconscious. So subconscious, that's where it is. Unconsciously is where these bad traits are that you need to work through these by different accounts of meditation, right? Terms of action. Optimize optimize creative actions to evolve in areas of your life to which retains positive results. Again, the action. It's how you formally structure the action. This deals with mind, body, and spirit. But again, this also deals with the mind. It all starts with the mind. So you have certain parts of the mind to where it formally structures itself doing these case studies of meditation and how you formally structure yourself, right? This is all scientifically proven through the action. It's through the action to which it comes to the terms of how you're going to optimize on your goals, how you're going to optimize on your dreams, how you're going to optimize on creativity. This is all the same exact framework of the action, right? Rising during accountability, arranging where you are mentally to an account, right? Again, the accountability of this situation, people, is you have to know where you are mentally to go forward in your accountability to make sure that your accountabilities match the action of what you're obtaining to, right? Because again, when it comes down to certain accounts, it's all about the action and the accountability. But it all has to be formally structured in the mindset, right? Changing your perspectives, right? Accommodating substantially to your growth and your why is the framework, right? What's the why? The why, your family, wife, and kids. The why, your goals. Your why is the dream. Your why is the motivation. Your why is the inspiration. Your why is the leadership skills and duties and tasks that's at hand when you are changing your perspective, right? And the why. Because all this really, people, is these are different steps that build your character to leadership. But again, this is all about your own self-analyzations of yourself and how you can take yourself and your behavior sets to another level in a positive way by identifying your mental awareness, by identifying your mental space, by identifying how you need to take time to yourself and go within and figure out, okay, if I'm going to do this, right, I need to accommodate more and more of my time to the task that's at hand to be able to deal with certain mental adjustments when they come about, right? Edifying ideas. The concept of engagement, direct thoughts, apprehensive to the subconscious mind. Okay. So when it comes down to identifying the idea, it's the concepts of which you are engaging this thought and this idea to directly to apprehensively knowing the subconscious mind and where your subconscious takes you. Again, this is all through the framework of you building the idea. It's you building the idea of how the subconscious mind really works and how you know through this framework you're going to identify where your thoughts are. You're going to identify the ideas. You're going to identify how to engage with these thoughts to elaborate to certain companies and entities because you are the asset, right? You are the asset. So the concept of the contrary of this is the engagement of the direct apprehensive to the subconscious. So it's apprehensive of you to understand that it is apprehensively knowing that I need to edify my ideas. I need to formally structure my ideas. They have to come to a realization of how this can really work, right? Section 4, product and services, right? So product and services, take the appropriate approach when it comes to your mental focus, right? Deep inhale, right? Deep inhale, exhale, 4 to 3 times. Consistently as the mind goes into a deep recesses, calmers. This allows you to focus more on yourself and your energy of the mindset, right? I'm going to say it again. Deep inhale, exhale, 4 to 3 times. Consistently as the mind goes into a deeper recesses, calms. It can very well calm you down to in a sense, but it calms you down to allow your mind to be focused to your energy and the mindset. So it's actually calming down as you each time you going in, inhale, exhale. It's the deeper recesses of the mind. Because again, when you're doing this, that's the inner work, right? This actually recesses the mind. During this time, when you're taking those deep inhales and exhales, this is allowing your mind to go into that deeper state of resuscitating and go to that recesses of calming it down, allowing you to focus more on yourself, your energy, and of the mindset, right? Set up frequent alone time to evaluate a situation that is pertaining your business, family life, and goal setting, right? Again, this is basically the same thing. Only difference is that this is the business mindset that you must develop as well. Because again, if you don't set up a long time, how are you going to come up with these ideas? How are they going to be effective enough to obtain the lifestyle that you have when it comes down to your life, your business, your partner, your wife, your kids, your husband? It all has its same ties when it comes down to setting up this a long time, because you're actually setting up time for yourself to do more what it is that you need to know you need to do to obtain that mindset, right? Because when you do this, it's very effective to yourself and to your companies and your businesses, right? Set up engagement meetings to share your thoughts and services, the quality you are adding to people's lives, right? Again, what are you engaging in? Yourself, your product, your services, how you obtaining the goal to help more people, adding more quality to more people. And this is basically what I was discussing more and more on in my last presentation. But again, knowing that when it comes down to the product and services, you know that you have to set up more engagement time. How are you going to build these relationships if you have not set up any engagement time, right? You have to set up engagement time to engage with these individuals and these certain entities and business owners and people that you are trying to add value to, or they're trying to add value to you, right? Take actions to remain positive with your mental state of yourself. Create healthy boundaries to keep the peace in your life so you can move forward, grow into the best version of yourself, right? Again, this is the same discussion I was talking about in the terms of action, right? It goes down to the action. And so when you formally structure this, you know exactly how you're going to go about it, right? Because again, it takes the action to put forward and to move forward and set those boundaries. Because again, your mental state is very important, right? Following services. Do the hardest things that makes you uncommon than the rest of your peers. Rather if it's the commute differently, right? What do I mean by commute? Commute can mean numerous of things, but when we're talking about commute, could be your communication, the way you engage with people, the way how you communicate with the odds, how you communicate with certain individuals, right? Make bold adjustments in your life when growth becomes the benefactor of terms and conditions of your life and personal space to enhance your way of thinking, right? Again, this all plays in the same role of what is the accusations. That's what the action of the accolades of what you are acting on, right? Because again, you're making a statement, but also you're being bold about the statement because it's your growth. And because you want to make sure that everything around you and yourself, right? Everything around you and yourself knows what the terms and conditions are when it comes to your growth, right? Be mindful of others' feelings and emotions. Take accountability of behavior sets and the value that you add to others, right? Again, take accountability of your behaviors. Find out what you need to fix within yourself. Find out if I had the way to negotiate my behavior, I need to address it in a positive way, right? So the mindfulness is also something that you can do within yourself as well, right? Play peaceful mood sound music in the background that allows you to relax during your meditation, right? Again, when it comes down to your meditation, this is the deeper recesses of the mind. So again, when you're doing this inner work, it all tends to come when meditation comes to play. And I say this because I've done it so many years because it really has it comes to the point where meditation, right? Your meditation. There's a deeper recesses of that. So again, when you're playing this peaceful sounds, this actually helps you formally structure your mind in the process of your meditation, right? Um, I say this because it works when you're having a stressful day. Let's say you were at a meeting that day and you know what, your mind just went completely blank at some point, right? And so you were upset in this meeting. You might have said something and you might have addressed the situation in a way that you know that it wasn't properly cooperative with your your colleagues, right? Let's just say, for instance, you did this out of anger. Sometimes we have those times where we wake up and we have to formally do this work, right? The mental. So that's the part where I say you have to play peaceful mood sound music in the background, because this would allow your mind to formally structure it in some aspect, right? And so this all deals with, let me just say this. When it comes down to your mindset, right? And when you're engaging with your colleagues or you're in a meeting and sometimes certain things don't come out the way they do, is because you didn't meditate that day, or it's the fact that you didn't do the proper recesses of the mind in order to engage properly, right? So this is what I said, the fact that meditation plays a major role in that, because it helps, right? Excuse me. Practice, practice positive self-talk to keep you in a positive state of your mind, right? What is positive self-talk? Affirmations. These affirmations help you in your morning state of the mind, because again, when you wake up, sometimes you might have had a bad nightmare, or some point of the deeper recesses of your mind. Sometimes it might have been something you were watching. It could have been something that you are engaging in that day you were at work and you came home and you went to sleep, and then you allow this to engage with some part of your mindset, right? Positive self-talk will help you through that. Positive self-talk will keep you positive, right? Excuse me. The deeper recesses of that as well. It also plays a major role in the positive aspects of you. And again, I want to say that it's very important that you do practice positive self-talk every day. Even when you don't feel like doing it, still do it. I have those times myself. But the thing is about reminding yourself each day that you have to have positive self-talk, right? And this is not overly compulsating the mind. You just don't want to do that. But it's a reminder, because positive results comes from positive self-talk, right? And I just want to go through my segments again. So we're going to go through the slideshow here, people. Just want to go through this again. So here's the beginning of my presentation, right? Mental awareness program. And this is just a brief overview of what we discussed today, right? This is just a brief overview, people. Right? And this is what I mean by overview. When you go back and show the content. Because again, when it comes down to the engagement of, when it comes down to the engagement of the way you formally set up your presentation, you want to make sure that it's effective. But also, liberating your presentation, you want it to go well. So I just wanted to show you guys a brief assessment of Profile Mindsets program and how the mental awareness is very important. And also your mental awareness is important. at all times, right? So this is today's segment. We're talking about mental awareness program. And here's all the disclaimers of Profound Mindsets teaching and no comparison, right? So that's the elaboration, people. I will be posting this on Facebook to get some positive feedback. And I just wanted to show you that the mental state of your mind is very important when it comes down to your business, engaging in business, and how to formally structure it, right? It's your boy Jay Wiz, man. Sending love, light, and healing to all those. Yeah.